the second row of the grid. But heading up the third row, this rider here, badly Ayatullah, so close yet so far in Buriram, particularly in race 2. We also said keep an eye on him, so if Chip Whirljack could qualify maybe on the front row, he might have got an hole shot. This is down into that awkward turn 6, and that is why it's awkward. Tyler running off wide. Does he hold on? A lot of riders running out wide there, so I don't know if it's maybe a bit windy. For sure, Ogiwara is taking...
Coming up in just under 10 minutes time, then race 2 tomorrow as well.
It's just like in Buriram, and don't write off this rider here, Haruki Matsuyama, a podium in race 2 at Buriram, took the fastest lap as well. This is just his third start, obviously it's his...
Really well around the Losail International Circuit does the experienced Ogiwara, and in qualifying he was just under a second clear.
Until we go racing in the Asia Talent Cup, your pole sitter is your championship leader, a double win at Buriram for Ryota Ogiwara. The row here today, 4th on the grid for him. In the middle of that second row, Shingo Idaka, who we're looking at now, it's his first time at the...
in a second.
This is your grid then for race 1 of the Idemitsu Asia Talent Cup here at Losail for Chavan from India. So keep an eye on Chavan. It was his personal best on the grid. Previously it was 7th in Buriram. All the way down the field until we get to Bumpaway, not Propong, Bumpaway, 4th in the championship. He's got serious pace. In this class, not a single one of them is starting this 65-kilometre 12-lapper here this afternoon. The Asia Talent Cup round 2 fires into life, and it's a brilliant start from pole from your number 16 of Ryota Ogiwara. So he's going to get the drop on all of the field as they charge down to this hard-braking zone at turn 1. It's Ogiwara from Ikegami, and I make that the number 21 of Idaka. Everyone's safety through the opening sector.
I was kept on the number 13, and he's going to have a look at the inside down at turn 4 on Ikegami. Is he going to go for it? Ayatollah, no, thinks better of it, but a fantastic launch once again. As Kiko said, we mentioned it in Thailand.
He might have got an hole shot. This is down into that awkward turn 6, and that is why it's awkward. That is Haruki Matsuyama in his third start here in the Idemitsu Asia Talent Cup. He looked like he tucked the front down there at turn 6, so your front row starter is going to not be a points finisher in race 1. On the grid, 4th right now, but there is a gap forming, and it's your front 3 from Buriram who are doing it all again. On to lap 2 of 12. Bit of slipstream, I think, from Ikegami there. Does he get ahead of Ogiwara? Yes, he does. So change for the lead. It is now Ikegami ahead of Ogiwara. Badly Ayatollah watching on in 3rd, and that's a disaster for Nelson Cairoli. 7th in the championship. Indeed, he's on his feet, but the bike looks parked.
It certainly does. Get over them, they're so close here towards the end of lap 2 as Ayatollah takes a good long look behind him. You've got about a 2.8 second gap, pretty much 3 seconds now. So these riders have got full of confidence as Ayatollah really clings on to the back of there. They really closed up through that fast right-hander section. Ikegami just potentially going a little bit slower there, backing Ogiwara up, but the 3 of them then at the front.
Then it's Ikegami, then it's Ogiwara, and yeah, the fastest lap of the race. That's pretty academic, I think, for sure at this early stage. Ayatollah will be looking to try and get his head down here and put some space shoulder in the Asian Talent Cup. Am I in the right championship or what? He's pulling out. He's got a big 2-bike slipstream, and he's used it to his advantage. He's going to just get ahead of Ogiwara and just get ahead of Ikegami. So for the 3rd lap, we have a 3rd different leader. I'll give you a quick update on Nupapong Bumpaway, who had to come right the way through the pack. He's already up into 11th place following that penalty. Of course, that penalty should only be for race 1. Wondering there for a little bit of strategy coming into it.
Absolutely, tactics aplenty there then. Ayatollah did not want to lead onto that front straight, but he's cost him a little bit of time. He's getting in this race, but by running wide. He's cost himself time down the straight and he's losing time on this lap as well. So we'll be intrigued to see what the thinking was there.
As it stands on lap 4 of 12, which we are on lap 5 now. We've completed 4. Important here in the ATC 2/3 race distance. We'll tell you when we get there, but it will be on lap 8 for this race. 2/3 of 12. Even
Ayatullah.
Pratham Tong. That's Pratham Tong out. He was in the top 10. Disaster. Tanachat Pratham Tong.
Quickest lap of the race for the rider in 3rd place. We'll get him over line and see what happens.
Let's see how that number 13 is. It's side by side at the moment between your two leaders, your two rivals, Ikegami and Ogiwara. The gap between team are up over in Thailand, and in the last couple of laps it did spread back out. So they'll have to be careful though. Then it was only a couple of riders. Now it's going to be a 5-rider group as we see Ayatullah once again.
Nice battle at the front. Here we go then. It's looking like a 5-rider fight on this lap. I do dare say this is fantastic stuff in the Idemitsu Asia Talent Cup, but it is. Ogiwara still leading.
Fantastic venue. This is the overtake we're going to see. This is a slipstream job from Ogiwara to get back ahead of Ayatullah and then Ikegami.
Yeah, nice little slow-mo down into turn 1, what we missed just a few moments ago. I'm just wondering if Ogiwara has sensed the danger. Obviously, Ikegami and Ogiwara go in slow
and try and go with Ogiwara and Ikegami. Let's see what the lap times were. It was 2:12.6 last time out. Yeah, they've dropped the times massively. 2:10.1 Ogiwara last time around. Interestingly, Fleming and Hidaka both quicker than Ayatollah in 3rd place. Ikegami just holding on down in towards turn 1. Ogiwara sitting tight into
Ogiwara on that last lap as Ogiwara again looks behind, and then so does Ayatollah. So they're not full focus on the front. Ogiwara and Ikegami just need to get their head down, and Ayatollah too, if he's trying to break clear of the two chasers, Fleming and Hidaka, who incidentally Hidaka did set his personal best lap on that last lap. So clearly pace in P4
and side of the tyre. Tell you what, Ayatollah is honing into view in the background. This is not done yet, folks. Do not go anywhere. I think we're going to be in for a grandstand finish one way or another.
Ayatollah, just as we sometimes think that he's potentially out of the victory fight, he reels himself back in on the number 13. A great lap. The only rider in the 2:10s that time around was the number 13 of Ayatollah. He is not done yet.
He is not done yet, and he's going to have to not be done yet, because Ogu at the moment have just got a little bit of pace over Ayatollah, who again runs wide just in the background.
Yeah, he's lost half a second more or less there as Ayatollah in that 1st and 2nd split. So that's
ahead here in race 1 at Losail. It was a head-to-head in race 1 at Buriram, and then it was all a bit chaotic on the 2nd race there with Haruki Matsuyama. Fastest lap of the race, and into the 2:09s we go as Ryota Ogiwara sets the fastest lap ahead of Ikegami. Down into the braking zone. Who's going to be later? It's Ikegami, is it? No, not this time. Ogiwara just doing enough to get ahead.
Play to the number 14. He's gone with them, but yeah, this is it now. This is the top 2 for the win, and Ayatollah now has to concentrate on keeping the 2 behind him. He was quicker than both of them on that last lap, was the number 13, as it looks like Fleming has just lost touch with Hidaka as well. So this is going to be an intriguing last 2.5 laps in the fight for the final podium. Front as well between Ikegami and Ogiwara.
Yeah, the rivalry is certainly building. We're going into turn 10. Here comes Ikegami, gets that job done. Will Ogiwara take that late sweep? Yes, he does. Oh, and takes his line and almost his wheel away as well as they run over, tear off visor on the exit to
ahead of Ayatollah. This is now where the race will be decided. A bit of a rehearsal down at the final corner. Ikegami goes for it. He's going to potentially lead onto the home straight as Ogiwara tries to get in the slipstream.
Important to note, does Ogiwara manage to get alongside him or ahead of him by the line? No, he doesn't. So again, Ikegami just getting that job done at the last little bit of time and a few points away from Ogiwara in the championship, but it would still be the 16 who leads the way as things stand, and that is a bold statement with 11.5 Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, you're not wrong. How many times have we seen this? A fantastic battle for the race win, and you do feel for Ikegami this is crucial to try and get one up on Ogiwara, who beat him by less than 1/10 of a second in both races over in Thailand, so this would be huge.
First in the first group for the first place, and this is for the last place on the podium at the moment.
But I don't think he's going to be quite close enough, is he, into turn 4? No, not this time.
Smart riding there from Ikegami, just about held on and running around the outside. Ogiwari can't go do it now. Is he close enough? He's definitely got a run, but he hasn't got it on the brakes. Ikegami holds on.
Yeah, fair play to Ikegami, nice in defence, he's pulling together a fantastic...
Championship leader, and there's a reason for that. We are coming down to the last corner. Will Ogiwara let the brakes off? Yes, he does. There's contact. He shuffles out of the way. Ikegami will not be too pleased about that, but Ryota Ogiwara is taking it. He just holds on ahead of Ikegami with a little bit of argy-bargy at the last corner. Hidaka takes third. It's an all-Japan podium. Ayatullah will have to wait.
Here Ikegami just taps the front end of his Honda machine. He knows that was a fantastic victory. Yes, but unlike Marc Marquez, on a few occasions, he managed to win the race as well.
Didn't run wide that time around. You can't help but feel a little bit sorry for Seiyuu Ikegami. 2-3 qualifying, but here in the Asia Talent Cup, Shingo Hidaka, P3, and a very fine result as well for him. Then your first race on the scorecard for the Qatar Airways Grand Prix of Qatar, and it goes the way of Ryota Ogiwara. From bumper away from the back of the grid there in 7th place, Chip Wirrell, Page and Brittany, your top 10. Your point scorers are Sartak, Chavan, Minjay, Mahendra, Daniel and Salem on his debut. Mardi Salem, of course, down there in 15th place. EU, the Vietnamese and Chinese riders. Shaf Marie is involved in an incident with Nelson Cairoli. That is still being investigated, but he finished 18th anyway. And